also looking at having a resolution passed in the Senate that would take the stand against what's happening in Uganda. So we want to support the senator for that. And also you should know that earlier this afternoon we had the pleasure of accompanying the bishop to City Hall and the Board of Supervisors during their meeting today. Recognize the bishop as well with a commendation. So many thanks to our city leaders for recognizing and also standing up with the bishop. So let's have a few questions. Who's first? Yes.
I'll ask the question without a microphone.
Okay.
Otherwise, I too am a child of Africa, and I'm so honored you're here today. Thank you. How can we put pressure of the right kind on the governments who are trying to change the laws? Like I understand there's a new bill in front of the Rwandan government as well. What, in your opinion, what is the best way to go about putting pressure?
Yeah.
Is it, people talk about boycotts that harms ordinary people. Is there a right way to go about putting pressure on
Actually, there are many ways, but one which I heard, even the president himself of my country, talking about the personal touch. If some of you can somehow or other have access to some of these people, it is really very effective. Speak, which I call education. You know, there's a pride. There's a pride because people say, why do these people interfere? We're independent. This pride is really dangerous. Why there have been so many wars? It is because of pride. Pride. So if you try to understand someone and approach that person in a kind of humanitarian, personal approach, many of them will listen. I think our president is an understanding man. I think this bill would have been rushed, but he has been, in a way, from what he hears, trying to say, where should we go? But probably as a politician, he has a problem, you see, because he has pressure. Some people say, no, we want this bill. It is popular. The common man fears that LGBT is going to make having children difficult. There are people who want to have more children. You see, thinking that LGBT is anti-procreation. But if people can reason, they will not take it like that. So you need to, if the politicians understand that kind of approach can be effective. But if it doesn't, there are some other pressures, politically, some pressures. Because if you are giving help, which is meant for everybody, but it is not, doesn't reach those people where it should go, I think that is not right. So someone can say, if you don't do this and that, we don't see why we should do this, give you this help. But even reasoning, not in a bad way, but explaining why this shouldn't continue like this. Yeah, I think, as I said, the world is becoming one. So if we want to live, we should learn love is the most powerful weapon. These atomic bombs and all that. Well, people talk about deterrence. I was the other day listening to one gentleman, professor, talking about the history of war. It was very interesting. It happened on the radio, I heard it. Of course, there are deterrents. Well, maybe that's one way of it. What, not a deterrent of a bomb, but there are some deterrents, which can say, now, if I do this, I think I may suffer. You see? But the most important deterrent is love. Love your friend, your other people, your subjects, as you love yourself.
Thank you.
And I'd like to request that if you can, please come to the mic so that everyone will have an opportunity.
Thank you, Bishop, for your courage for human rights and your commitment. My question is, your commitment came through education and prayer. So can you speak or answer the question of, do you think that having, or do they have in public education or school or college level classes or courses on human sexuality, will that somehow change your country, and is that a possibility? Do you have supporters? Do you work in that, or do your supporters help you in that endeavor?
I think it would, but unfortunately, some people fear what we call sex education. So one shouldn't probably just say directly sex education, but education, where you say it is all about being a complete human being who has also the body, and to know that people are different. How do we respect people with the differences? Education, how you frame it, I really don't know. But my aim, my goal, is for people to understand that human sexuality is not just a narrow thing, as it has been regarded all down the ages. That sexuality, human sexuality, I use that word, spectrum is really a good word, like a rainbow. Well, people may start thinking, what do you mean by rainbow? One person who helped me to understand this is Alfred Kinsey. That even when I say I'm straight, I wonder whether I'm completely straight. So there we were.